Hey guys, this is AJ.
This is Jurn.
And we're two big, unheimlich, jacked boys, twitchers. Unheimlich jacked boys who apparently you guys want to hear talk about getting huge.
Yeah, I don't know why, because I really I'm not the person to talk to. I don't even have 1,000 followers on Twitch. So.
If I could be honest with you guys, I put that on there every time I make one of those polls, half-assedly. I pick on there, I put something on there that I tell myself, this one won't get picked. And I put it on there for my own amusement. And you guys always seem to pick it.
The thing is, you say half-assedly. It's more like quarter-assedly.
That's true. You don't even, because I got a big old butt, you don't even get a full half of it. Because that would be a lot of effort with my big old badunk.
Yeah. Your fat ass.
Fat asses.
But yeah, it's I don't know, because the thing is, the one I actually voted for was our most enraged moments.
Really?
Because but I just vote because I want to see the results.
Same.
I mean? And I was just like, nobody's gonna fucking. The whole thing was just I looked at all four. I was like, nobody's gonna pick any of these. You know what I mean? But then the most enraged moment, I was just like, yeah, that's probably not gonna get picked. And then that's the second highest. But maybe that's just because of my vote. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe.
But then I was getting
I don't
huge.
remember which one.
How am I gonna talk about how am I gonna talk about getting huge when I was 16, I was 230 pounds.
Lost Jurn.
I was.
Or at least I can hear.
What?
Him.
I'm still here.
Or I can't hear him. What's going on? It says he's speaking. Hold on, guys. Because it even says that you guys are picking it up, but I'm not.
I can hear you.
Oh, I can hear you again. Okay, that was weird.
Okay. What I was gonna say is, when I was 16, I was 230 pounds.
Jesus.
So how am I gonna talk about getting huge when that's never been an issue for me?
Okay, let me put this into perspective. When I was 16, I was like a $150, and I was this height. So I came a long way.
Yeah,
dude,
I know you. I know you used to be a fucking beanpole.
Dude, skinny. And when I first started wrestling, I was 6'2", 174 pounds. If anybody can do the quick math on that, you go right ahead for kilograms.
Let me actually get my phone. I'll do the math just right now. Let's see. What do you say? 170?
174, soaking wet.
Okay. So that's 79 kilos.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. I was 105 kilos at 16.
Jesus. Must be nice.
I mean, I don't know. I was just a chubby nerd, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Were you chubby? Because when I first saw your early wrestling pictures, you were pretty cut up.
Yeah, because I started working out because I was I want to be a wrestler later. So I started working out. When I was 16, I was just okay, maybe I'm a little too hefty around the bones. Yeah. So I was just I guess I got to start going to the gym. The rest of my family has been pestering me about it for 2 years now. So I started going to the gym. I mainly just that sort of stuff. And then I lost a bunch of weight, and I think I dropped down to 210 at the lowest.
Okay.
And from that point on, I just started hitting weights and stuff, but I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But that's kind of how it started for me. I guess in general we can just kind of talk about our experience in the gym, our gym careers.
Yeah, for me, I started lifting really early. Oh, I just accidentally got Siri to start talking. I started lifting really early because when I grew up, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies and all that kind of stuff were constantly on my TV. So to me, that's just what a man looked like. So if I wasn't big, jacked, and svelte, I just wasn't a man. I couldn't grow up and be skinny. To me, when I was a kid, I had to drive a truck because cars were for girls. and I had to be jacked as shit, like at least like 220, 240. Obviously, that's not a very healthy way of looking at things, but that's just what I thought. So it didn't
Yeah.
help that I had like beanpole genetics and didn't know how to eat or train properly. So like when I started getting to high school, every summer I was like, all right, I'm gonna show up for the next school year so fucking jacked, and I'm gonna be so big. And I thought the answer to that was like literally just like lift weights and just like I don't even know how I did my splits, but lift and then drink a protein shake afterwards, and that's all I needed.
Yeah, I think like when I started out, I just like did full body workouts like every day.
I don't even know if I was smart enough to do that, to be honest.
And then like, but then later it was just a thing because like I'm like natural like as I point out, like naturally I'm big, I guess, but like naturally I'm pretty strong as well. So um, I would go to like when I started going to the gym and like just like mainly just to lose weight and shit. And then like my brother was already going to the gym for years. Like my brother started going to the gym when he was like 14, 15,
Hmm.
some shit like that. Because he like loves sports or whatever. He just loves being active, which is insane to me. Um, but then like he and I would like work out together, and I would like outlift him with everything. I remember there was one point like where he just got like really pissed and annoyed because I like you know I press more weight on the leg press, which really pissed him off because leg press is like one of those things. Like it's really easy to get a lot of weight on the leg press and just press a bunch.
Yeah.
Like it's a really easy exercise.
It's really
So
funny to
for
see
him,
people on Instagram or Twitter be like, I just leg pressed this. And it's like, yeah, bro, good shout. That's great.
yeah. So, but like obviously for him as like a younger guy, and like because my brother is naturally like quite slim. Like he and I've like like are genetically very different, which is really weird. Um, but he's naturally really slim, so it's like a way bigger task for him
Hmm.
to like gain a bunch of muscle.
And he's tall too,
But
right?
like, yeah, he's
So
like
he's
6'5".
not only is he slim naturally with a smaller frame, but you're also taller. So you have to like make a bigger, bulkier muscle. You have to pretty much pack on more muscle to look as big as you
Yeah,
would be.
yeah, exactly. So, so for him, the leg press, like especially then, was just like okay, like it was a big lift for him, and like I immediately just like out pressed him, and he got super upset. Um, but yeah, it was then like after a little while, like what I like I said, I think I did like full body like for quite a long time in the start. And now it's just like I made some decent gains. Like it's fucking newbie gains, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Like
you make that super fast.
that's almost suggested for people when like they first start going to the gym because their body is going to get shocked so easily. You don't have to do a very specific push pull leg day or just bro split it, which it's a body part every day, which is inherently kind of dumb. I've come to figure out, but like you can go in there and do a full body thing and just generally activate your muscles, and you're going to get some pretty cool results pretty quick because your muscles are like, "Ooh, what's this?"
Yeah, they're getting stimulated for the first time,
Yeah.
basically, or at least in that way. Yeah, I mean.
Hmm.
So and then like after I had like so after I'd made like some newbie gains and stuff, and then I was just like, oh, okay, like I still didn't like working out. You know what I mean? But it was at that point, it's like I like the results of like working out. You know what I mean? Like, because
Hmm.
I finally saw them. And then I was just like, okay, then like we'll start like doing it like more seriously and stuff. I started asking people about like what to do. And then like I think like initially like I just did like the typical kind of bro split thing where you do like one muscle group like each day. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
I actually
that's
did.
yeah.
What was it like in high school? I was able to get a hold of the football players' workouts because for some reason, like I took weight training as an elective, like all through like the last 3 years of high school, and even doubled it up, so I'd have it like pretty much almost for 2 periods one year. So,
Okay.
because like again, I've always loved working out, lifting and stuff. I just have poor genetics and didn't know how to do it properly or how to eat properly. But I managed to like get the coaches to let me get a hold of their like secret football player exercises. So I would do that and edit it around a little bit. But I pretty much did like upper body and lower body days for several years, and then Like I had moderate success with that, but again, the biggest thing for me was I never really knew how to eat or what I should be eating. I just either thought I need to eat a bunch, or not really
Yeah.
paying attention to what it was that I was eating. Not necessarily of like eating clean or anything like that, but like the proteins, carbs, fats, stuff like that. Like, and I just didn't necessarily know how to lift properly for like maximum muscle gains, right?
Yeah.
And I always thought like there's this big lift that it's like, oh, you want to get big, you lift big, but that's not necessarily the case. Like, because there's plenty of like 190-pound strongman lifters in that division that are way stronger than me. But because they're
Yeah. Yeah.
lifting big
Yeah.
numbers, by that logic, they should be way bigger than me, but they're not, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, like, I'm fairly strong for my size. Like at the moment, I only weigh like 215, but I hit like a close to 400 bench, which is pretty
Oh,
decent.
that's pretty
It's
good.
pretty
Yeah. Yeah.
decent. So like the strength necessarily, it's all about it's incorporating all the muscle fibers as you can, which is like time under tension, stuff like that. Really, not only getting the strength with the pump and stuff like that. But yeah, so I did that for a long period of time, and then what really actually changed the way I looked at it, and the difference literally happened while like being with WXW the past 4 years, which is like 2 years ago, I think. I worked a show with Nick Aldis, and he was giving me advice on certain places I wanted to go, and I was telling him about my weight loss goals and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Oh, okay. Like, how do you train?" Because he's a big jack dude, right? Like
Yeah. He's in shape.
he's a mammoth of a dude. And he was just like, "Oh yeah, you want to do one body part per day per week, really hit it as hard as it can, and then like what really matters is hitting like the proper calories and micronutrients, or macro, not micro, and paying attention to that." And I was just kind of like, "Oh wait, what? Like I should pay attention to the carbs and the fats and stuff like that." And like a lot of like science and stuff says that's not necessarily the case, especially when losing weight. Like calories is more necessary, which over encompassing calories is what's important. But like for somebody that's a real hard gainer, quote unquote hard gainer like me, I've come to find that I
Yeah.
really do need to be particular about the protein, to really Scotty says in the chat, no, just eat 3, 2, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 9, 8, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 0 grams of fat. Which
Is
if
that
you,
the optimal amount, dude?
yeah, if you multiply that by 9 too, that's the amount of calories you ate that day. But like
Oh, nice, dude.
he gave
He's gonna
me,
eat a bucket of lard every day.
yeah, he gave me that, and that really helped. And that's when I finally broke some goals and got to like 240, 250, which wasn't all a good 240, 250, which I'll get to in a minute. But
No, I was about to say.
yeah. Like I remember looking at pictures of us at that Mania weekend where we worked for WWE and Live, and you were like 240, 250, and I was like 240, 250, but they were much different.
Yeah.
But like at first, there's one picture of like you and me, you and Marius in the ring, and we're just like three big jacked pro wrestlers with me and you being a little taller. But your elbows in front of my stomach, so you just see my big old barrel chest. And then and then like the next picture, your arm moves, and I'm just blubbing over my trunks, and I'm like, oh no. I was like, no, that's not. I thought it was a big old svelte boy. I knew I didn't have abs, but that's gross.
Dude, that was the thing that I thought was super funny during that weekend, like that WrestleMania weekend, because you had just like you had been in America for a couple of months at that point, right?
I think a
And
couple
then
weeks,
just,
yeah.
And then we're just like, yeah, I'm just like gonna bulk, and blah blah blah, whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like, yeah, all right, And then you were just talking about like, yeah, like 245, blah blah. I was like, oh, that's holy shit, that's really impressive, like for you to like get up there that fast. And then like we met up, I was like, bro, you're fucking fat.
Yeah. The point in time I really hit me and I recognized like, oh, I went about this the wrong way was
Yeah.
coming home from surprising Kelly on her birthday. Like I surprised her by like flying over to Portugal for 2 days to spend her birthday with her and then flying back. And my buddy Greg picked me up. Greg Excellent, for anybody who knows him.
Yeah.
And he picks me up from the airport and I get in the car and the first thing he says to me, he's like, you got a fat head. And I instantly was like, I mean, yeah, I've put on some weight on purpose. He's like, yeah, see, it's in your fucking face. And then I went home and kind of assessed and like took some pictures and I was like, oh yeah, like this isn't nearly as much as I thought it was. And then I went on a cut after that and got some advice from various people and all that kind of stuff and started watching. Actually, like what's super infinitely helpful is the Greg Doucette on YouTube, the Coach Greg stuff. He's like such a wealth of
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah.
And I
Yeah, I
found
know
out,
Scotty loves him as well.
yeah, I love him to death. And I found out very quickly. I was like, oh, okay, so bulking is stupid. Eating an over excess for my goals, which is aesthetics, was not a good idea because being a hard gainer and the way my metabolism is, all that extra stuff wasn't necessarily going to muscles. It was just getting stored as fat. And Scotty says Greg is my favorite vegan natural doctor, which is just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, make me laugh as well.
Yeah, but so then I kind of looked and I was like, okay, so it's time to like cut up. And so I spent the next like 6 to 8 months really like trying to lean out, and I got down to like 200 pounds. And I realized very quickly how little of muscle I had actually gained doing that. And I probably lost a little bit. But what was crazy was at a lean 200 pounds, which still didn't have abs, which shows how fat I actually was, I looked bigger than at 250 because I wasn't carrying all this blob, and you actually saw some cuts. And so I was kind of like, oh, man. So it also helped with my whole mentality because everybody has this feeling like when they're trying to put on size and look big and strong and everything, they're like, oh, if I cut, I lose muscle. But if you do it progressively and not drastically, and you do it correctly, you'll actually end up looking bigger because your muscles will show more definition, so they'll pop more.
Yeah, but to be fair, like it's easy because for us, like it's easy to say that because of the wrestling thing.
Yeah.
Like we're shirtless a lot of times. Yeah, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like for the common person, you're not shirtless that often.
Yeah.
I mean, so like your view of yourself is usually like you in clothes. So it's way easier to like look at yourself and be like, oh shit, I look way smaller.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, which is like a big problem for like fucking lunks and bros and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like for me, for example, like I remember it being a thing, like I started wrestling and stuff, right? And like, so when I was 16, I was like 230 and chubby. So I lost weight to like 210. And then like I bulked up again a little bit. I got like up to like a pretty lean 230.
Yeah.
I mean, and I remember like then I started wrestling, and then I remember like somebody was just like, yeah, like you kind of look like the Miz. I was like, what the fuck? I got so fucking offended. It was just like, all right, I gotta fucking bulk like crazy. And that's like what I did, you know. And then like then eventually I was like close to like 300 pounds. I think I was like 286, like something like that, like somewhere close to that. But it was just like a lot of it, like as well, obviously, which was like the same as you. It was just fat. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I gotta get fucking huge. If people are gonna like that was the trigger for me. Like if people are gonna compare me to Miz, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean. So then, but I remember it being a thing because like initially, like when I got into WXW, I was still like fairly lean. You know, I was like 245, 250 back then. And I remember like that, but then like I had the whole like run as the champion and shit, which is like when I was at my biggest. I remember like other people being like, yeah, I remember when you used to be in shape. Yeah, I mean. And then I was like, you know, my mentality then was like, well, as long as I don't look like Andy or Dante, I'm good. You know what I mean? But then I kept seeing pictures, and it was just the same thing. It was just like, okay, like my gut is really getting out there. Yeah, I mean, I was just like, oh my god. So at that point, I just like all of a sudden like just like it took a while, but eventually like I just flipped the switch basically and just like start cutting like super hard. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know what I was doing. I just like, for me, it was just like I just like started eating just like completely clean. You know what I mean? So I would like basically eat like what I would normally eat. I would just take all of the stuff that like would make what I think like would make my stuff like really delicious. I would just take that out of it. And then like I cut down super hard, and I think I got to like 255, and then like I was like really lean, like with visible abs and shit. And then I broke my ankle. So
I remember that. I remember that weekend of tours where we were first teaming together. And I remember us being in the one like Ibis budget.
Yeah.
And I was in the top bunk because I always pick the top bunk because it's my safe little nest. and you came out of the bathroom and you just had a towel on and you're just soaking wet, just looking like a fucking man, you know what I mean? Hairy chest, just fucking towel close to the pelvis just so I could see what you were working with. And
Sure.
I remember just looking over and being like, you were talking about something and I just didn't care. And I was like, Jurn. And you're like, what? And I was like, I fucking hate you. And you're like, oh, and you knew what I was talking about. And you looked down and you're like, oh, man, thanks, dude.
Yeah. I appreciate that, dude.
Yeah, I was.
I don't mind if people hate me as long as for the right reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I remember like this was like pretty recently on stream, like almost 2 weeks ago now, I want to say. Like I did like a Dokkan stream for the and like was pulling for the new LR Vegeta, you know, whatever. But it's like a new card, like really rare to get. And
Yeah,
I got
I
him
know.
on my
I've been.
I got him on my second multi.
Oh, fuck you again because I've been trying real hard for him.
So and yeah, but that's the thing. Like Julian was in my chat, and he just went like, "Dude, I fucking hate you so much right now." And then people were in the chat like, "Whoa, hey, calm down." I was like, "No, he has every right to hate me right now."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like me getting that on the second multi is insane. Like it's bullshit. Yeah, I mean, so as long as for the right reasons, I don't mind people hating me. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. I guess that's a good, healthy way to look at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, then that honestly that super motivated me because then there's points in like I think Kelly's probably heard this a bunch. People have heard it because like you always have you don't want to compare yourself to anybody. I will say this right then and now. Don't ever when it goes to your fitness journey go with the mindset of trying to be the best you can be. Don't compare yourself to anyone because no matter what you do, when you compare, you're always looking at your flaws and you'll always put yourself down. So don't do that. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
But in this instance, I would compare myself to Jurn, and I would get pissed because I was like, my entire life, I have wanted to be a head turner. I would have wanted to be Big Jack, where people look and stare, and like I've noticed the past couple weeks, I've started to get that a little bit.
Sure.
In rare instances, because again, I'm obviously a bigger than average individual, even though like I'm cutting weight right now, but I'm not like overly huge or anything. I'm a fraud on this podcast, but like so I'd see you and I was just like, all right, so I got to do better, which is part of the reason like I started the cut. And then when I got to like 200 pounds, knowing some things and possible opportunities that were coming up and they wanted a heavyweight, I was like, okay, so now I have to go about this in a different way. Now I have to maybe gain lean muscle and keep off the fat to switch my body fat percentage around. So I started doing that. I got up to like a 220, 225. This is when I was like teaming with Tyler and I was looking good, but I was still overeating. Like even for me, 300 to 400 calories surplus over my maintenance calories for the day, which your maintenance calories are what you eat to maintain your body weight at that day for your activity level and stuff. And I've historically the past year or two done a really good job with the calculator I use of getting my maintenance calories down and really taking a week to make sure that it's correct before going off that. Oh,
Yeah.
Jurn Simmons in the chat says, I love gaining fat, though, not going to lie.
Yeah.
So don't we all? But then, like, I've come to find out that 300 to 400 calorie surplus or 500, whatever I was eating, I think it was only 300, like, it's still a little bit too much for me.
Yeah.
But I got to a bigger, leaner self, which felt good. Still hadn't quite caught up to you, but then, like, I think what was it next? So that bulk, and then I started leaning out, and then, like, what honestly has really made me feel like I'm on a roll and really gotten what I need to do and really got my knowledge down is when the quarantine happened and I was forced to do home workouts for 3 to 4 months. And I was just like, okay, so I have a little bit of equipment here at home. I have no excuse but to diet properly and train as best as I can. I want to get leaner. I want to come back to WXW and the wrestling world in like real good lean shape, and this is the time to do it. I don't have to worry about looking small because I'm not going to be seen by anybody, so I can get out of my head about it. And honestly, like I came home at 215, and then 3 months later of home workouts, I was at still 213, 214. But my body fat percentage was drastically different. And again, that was like doing upper and lower body days of just like body weight stuff. And like I lost a lot of strength because I'm not working the same muscle fibers.
Yeah.
But like I got into a lot better shape just being real careful about what I was eating and being particular about it and training hard, and time under tension, not like just rushing through a lift or just getting a pump or just trying to lift heavy, like really taking my time and working the muscle and being smart about it, feeling the muscle work, feeling the muscle like go into the proper motion and taking time with it and all that. And like like that really made me like a little bit more confident of like, oh, I don't need this, that, and this or all these supplements or whatever else. Like if I really like stick to my diet and I don't second guess myself, because I think that's another thing is when you're out on the road and I was out around people and stuff like that and I'd hear comments or look at myself or whatever, I would second guess. So the reason I never had real good long-term success is I was always changing the calories and changing things up.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely understand that. Like I've had it a couple of times, like where like because I've had it before where I was just like big, like I said, like when I did the Koenig the catcher stuff, like I was big. I was just like I gotta cut down, but I was just like as soon as I started cutting, I was like I'm getting small.
Yeah.
And I gotta like go back up and blah 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 and this and that. Like I had that a lot. Like I remember as well, like because you and I like experienced like the pandemic like way different because I just stopped working out in the pandemic. Like they closed gyms over here and stuff. So I got like resistance bands and like for like 2 weeks I did like 3 workouts a week, like to try and maintain. I was just like, these workouts are fucking boring. I'm not gonna bother. I'll just wait until like gyms open back up. So I think like, but for the most part, like I still kept eating the same.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I did gain fat, but like not that much. You know what I mean? Like maybe like 3-4%, something like that.
Yeah.
And so, but like, I remember like when I broke my ankle, like I tried to really like watch my food as well because I was just like if I let myself go now, it's gonna be a real problem,
Yeah. And also you're
So
inactive too. There's not much you can do.
yeah, exactly. So, but like, I think I like kind of watched it too much. Like I didn't eat enough, honestly, because like that was like the one time in my life since I've been like 17 or 18 that I dropped back down to 230. And then
Must be nice.
but then like in a month or two I was back up to like 245, 250. So it's all right.
Must be nice.
Good. Muscle memory, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing was then like for me, like my physical shape and everything, I think this is probably the case for most people, but obviously I can only speak for myself. For me, like my physical shape is very much linked to like my mental and like emotional state.
100%. Same with me.
So I remember like I came back like for WXW like in the shortcut match, right? And I was like I felt like I was in good shape there. And then like I had like the little like storyline angle like with he who must not be named, I guess. But then after that, I didn't really have fuck all to do. Like we started teaming, but they didn't have anything for us.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. And like because wrestling, believe it or not, is actually pretty important to me. I just like lost a lot of motivation and where I don't think I got super out of shape during that time. I wasn't like as in shape as I was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but then like it was a thing like where when they decided to break us up, which
What do you mean they decided? I was just pissed and had my ball and wanted to go home with it.
yeah, sure that's what happened. But
You telling
but I
me
decided,
somebody told me to hit you in the back? I make my own decisions. I'm my own man.
yeah, dude, I saw like that earpiece you had in, dude.
Yeah, Stone Cold Alexander James does what he wants.
But like because of that, like I just got pissed because of that. You know what I mean? Because I was just like, you guys like just wasted like both of us for like
A year.
3/4, like a year basically. So for me, that was just like, all right, now I'll just like get in the best fucking shape of my life, just in spite of them.
Yeah.
Like just despite them, which is then like what I did. Like I think I dropped down to like, I think I was like 255, and then like I just cut down to like 245, 240, and then like I just started like, bulking back up. But like as you said, then like still like maintaining the leanness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's kind
so
of a big thing I hope people get out of this podcast. Maybe like I feel like at the end we'll summarize what has worked best for us and tips we have. But like you
sure.
during
And
that,
then Scotty can correct all of us in the
yeah,
chat.
I'm kind of actually hoping if we can do a follow up podcast, maybe like Friday, where Scotty actually joins in on us and like can help because he's a fucking pro.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
he studied it.
Yeah.
He actually like
So Scotty,
knows it for a fact. Like that's the thing. What I'm trying, like what I've tried to say as well. Like I can only speak from personal experience.
yeah, either of us.
Like
Can.
like we haven't professionally studied this.
Oh,
And we
actually,
haven't actually made this our profession.
to
either.
be fair, professionally, I did study it for a brief period of time, but I gave up on that pretty quick.
Yeah. Okay. So you didn't follow through.
I'm a fraud, damn it.
Yeah. But but like so like I said, like a lot of like what we think and like the the outlook on this that we formed has basically come from our experiences, like what
Yeah,
we've done, like what we've thought has worked for us, and then like also what people that are smarter than us have told us.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's I think the basis of anybody's knowledge. That's what expertise is, an accumulation of knowledge and experience and stuff like that. But the point I was going to get to, which I think I might have already forgotten, is everybody has this thing of like getting big is like bulking and eating in a deficit or a surplus, which everybody categorizes that surplus of 300 to 500 calories. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I've made the most gains and looked my best when I just ate at maintenance and maybe slightly over, like maybe 100 calories max to put on a little bit of extra size. And I was careful about where those calories came from, and I still did cardio because like everybody, if you're a power lifter, like yeah, eat in a surplus because you're trying to hit big numbers. And like they say, the best way to add 10 pounds to your bench is to add 10 pounds to your frame. So go ahead, eat at a surplus, do whatever you want to do. You're not looking for aesthetics. But guys like me and you, like the surplus just causes you to gain more fat than you realize and then have to cut it later. And then during that cut, which nobody wants to cut, then you might end up losing some of the muscle that you tried to work hard for. And it's just a big back and forth that especially wrestlers just don't have time for.
Yeah.
So like for me, and again, I was doing home workouts and at maintenance, I was able to gain lean muscle. And I'm a hard gainer too. So like, please, like, don't think, oh, I need to eat all this or that, whatever. Because first off, I guarantee 90% of people overestimate how many calories they actually need in a day. Because
Yeah.
they think they're working way harder than they are. Even like, again, just so you guys know, weightlifting, especially if you're like doing it in a bodybuilding routine kind of way, not necessarily like, CrossFit dorks or like, powerlifting or anything, just straight weightlifting is not calorically a huge expenditure. You're not burning a lot at all. It's just not how that works. So people are like, oh, very active when they do these like shitty macro calculators online, and they do this and that, and then they're like, okay, I need 3,000, when actually they probably just need like 2,300 or something. Like it's so.
Do you hear that? Like half Thor eats like 10,000 a day.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Power lifter and working hard.
Yeah, he's a power lifter. He works hard, and he's like fucking 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, just to maintain,
like 400 pounds.
just to
yeah.
function, his calories are probably like 3,000 to 4,000 a day because of his height and size.
Yeah. Dude, I remember that was funny because like I like this is like a completely like different thing, I guess. Like I hate gym culture overall, right? So I don't follow like any like fitness people except like some like fitness women, but I have my reasons. But like the only like gym culture kind of person that I follow is Half Thor, like on Instagram. Because for me, it's a weird point of motivation where it's just like, oh, like sometimes I'll feel like good about myself. It's just like, oh yeah, like I bench like 420 pounds. That's cool, And then I'll see him do it for reps on incline bench. I'm like, okay, well, fuck me, yeah. And for me, it's just kind of like, this is such an inhuman feat to me that uh like I said, like in a weird way, it's motivating
Yeah.
because for me, it's just like I can never get there, but I can try to get as close as possible.
Yeah.
You know,
I want to be strong
so
too.
yeah. But yeah, I also think his because like what I mainly hate about gym culture is just like overall it's just people going like, yeah, you just gotta put the work in every day and you gotta believe in yourself and blah 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 blah. And they have like a big like wall of text, like they write a fucking book for every Instagram post they do,
Oh, so
trying to trying to
it's
motivate people.
it's a fitness community and the fitness Instagram people that you dislike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I thought you I thought
also like bros at the gym. Like I
okay,
hate that
okay,
as well.
that's what I thought you meant originally.
Oh yeah, no.
Because I've been guilty of that in a slight reverse, but at the same time hypocritical way, where I'll see a bro at the gym who's like thinks he's all that, and he's blatantly got his chest puffed out, and he thinks he's doing big weight, and then I'm like, all right, and then I just dwarf him at the weight on whatever lift he's doing,
Yeah,
because
but it's
just to really put him down, because I'm a bad person as I explain this and realize, and I'm just feeding into that culture while trying to extinguish it, but in actuality, I'm just a big old gym bro too.
yeah, it's but the reason I love Half Thor is because his posts are just yeah, I did this today, and then he just posts the workout. Like I was like, fuck yeah, bro. And
It's
then like
that, but then have you ever read the comments?
no,
Okay,
I
okay,
don't read
so
comments on Instagram. Are
I
you fucking
was
serious?
I was talking to Tyler Colton about this, so everybody go give Tyler Colton a follow because he's a big powerlifting expert as well and good fitness dude.
I love Tyler Colton.
Yeah, he's the man. He was telling me that like if you look at some of Hapthor's posts of him and his girlfriend, like there'll always be these comments of being like, "Oh man, I wonder what Hapthor does to that." But like just disgusting, dumb comments that are
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
funny to read because of just how like inept these individuals are.
I think Tyler's mentioned this to me. Yeah,
Yeah, and then Hapthor always gets super personally offended, and then we'll just
yeah,
go after these people like, "Hey, motherfucker!" Like, just go, it's like kind of funny to read because like Tyler's explaining to me like his old like he thinks it's his girlfriend like encouraging him to do it because his old girlfriend apparently like. Or like when in his previous relationships, he'd get comments like that all the time. But he just left it alone. But now, for some reason,
yeah.
he gets really offended and like pissed off by it, and he just goes after people.
Yeah, I mean, like it's very obvious that it's just like his girlfriend going like, "Are you gonna say something about that?" Yeah, I mean, like, like that kind of thing, which I think happens to like a lot of like dudes in like some sort of limelight on social media.
Yeah,
But I like that's the thing. Like I said, like I love his posts for the most part. He's just like, yeah, did incline bench today, and then it's just a video of him doing incline bench. So I was just like, cool, bro, yeah. But like,
nice.
and then he posted his diet or whatever, or like what he would eat in a day, right? But this
Yeah,
is like forever ago. It's like 2-3 years ago, I think, maybe even longer than that. But like that's where I got the 10,000 calorie thing from.
yeah.
So he eats like 10,000 calories a day and all that kind of stuff. And then at the end of it, he just goes like, "Yeah, I wouldn't really recommend this to anybody." You know, he's just like, "This is not for the average person." Obviously, like I have a goal in mind. I'm also uh, above average size, just to like put it nicely. You know what I mean? So please don't try and copy this.
Yeah.
I was just like, I respect that, dude.
I remember when I was younger, and because like I always wanted to be bigger, and again, my dad was like naturally kind of just a slightly bigger dude, not necessarily muscular, but just thick.
Yeah.
And like I was trying to get bigger, and I was trying to do my thing, and my dad was always like, "You don't need enough. You don't need enough. Like football players eat like 3 to 5 thousand calories. Like you should be doing that." And I'm like 16. I'm like, what? How could I do that? What do you not like? Do you? They're bigger than me already. Like why? No.
I mean, like my dad was jacked back in the day, but he's just like an old dude now. He could probably still kick my ass though, so maybe I should shut up.
You always tell me that, and then I met him. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, but you've never seen him angry. Like
Oh,
people on stream get like, I've had people on my streams be like frightened when I get like ambition pieced.
yeah.
Like I get a little pissed off. Dude, like that, it's nothing compared to my dad. Like I remember one time. So like my dad likes to golf, right?
Yeah.
I remember one time he and my mom like went golfing. Like they just went like to the driving range. Uh, and he came back with like a busted open mouth, like blood all over his face.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because like he walked behind my mom and then she went to swing because she wasn't looking where he was. Because that's real fucking clever. But the thing is like he like there's no tears in his eyes like at all. He's just bright fucking red. Like his face was just bright fucking red. So and the driving range was not close by. It's like a 45-minute drive. So he had been just fuming that entire time and just was still fucking pissed and refused to clean himself up when he got home.
What a man.
So, just so you guys know, like where I get it from.
That's
So I think like compared to that, I'm all right.
that's nutty. All right.
Yeah.
So we're at like I guess the 10-minute warning mark or whatever. So like I just kind of wanted to go over real quick the end from each of us, like what your advice is and what you think works for you as far as gym split, rep range, all that kind of stuff, everything everybody wants to know and all this kind of stuff. And like I'll go over mine and then like and I feel like that's a good way to close it.
Oh, okay, sure. I mean, overall, like in general, I still like just try to follow people that know better than me.
Yeah.
You know, so like for a while, I worked with Jay Skillett, but that's not happening anymore. So like recently, I started working with Scotty. But like it has given me more insight. Like it's just a thing of like because like I said, like when I just went to cut by myself, which worked, it did work, but I just ate like super clean and like super low carb is basically like how I ate. I would just like eat like that every day. And like I remember I told Jan or Skillet or whatever. And then he was just like, dude, what the fuck? You eat like a maniac. It's like, do you not like eat like anything just like tasty? I was just like, no, not
Yeah.
really.
That's what I will say
Like, I
about
can
you
just, like,
is that impresses me is that you just have the ability to be like, oh, I eat for need, not for want.
yeah, I just flipped the switch, So, which I understand is like most people can't do that, but like you don't need that. You know what I mean? Because like both with like the food that uh Skillet and Scotty like have like the eating schedules that they've made for me. Like it's fucking delicious. You know what I mean? Like I actually really enjoy eating. So that like that's been good. And then like the main thing that like I've picked up from it, and this comes from fucking like Coach Greg and stuff like that as well, where he always points out that like yeah, for like the average person, so like for most people, like the most important thing always is just you got to hit calories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can worry about micronutrients, macronutrients, this and that. Like overall, the most important thing is just like to hit the calories. So that's like what I learned with like Skillet and Scotty now as well. And so that's why I try to focus on like, for example, if I do like run out of food, which happens sometime because I'm scatterbrained as fuck, like I run out of food at home, like, well, fuck. Now I'll just look at like, okay, well, but how many calories is it? And what can I eat and how much of it to like just replace the calories? You know what I mean? Which tends to work out quite well for me. And then besides that, like with working out, it's the same deal for me. I just try to follow like what people recommend to me. Overall though, like working out for me is like a big mental game as well. I don't like super high reps, you know? Which is why like the workout schedule Scotty has me on now is basically perfect because it has like one or two exercises a week. That's like 20 to 25 reps. I'm like, okay, like I can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like usually like I just preferred to go to like 8 to 10, like some shit like that. And then what I did what worked really well before, which is I guess like to build muscle but also like to build strength, was just like the core exercises. So like squat, bench press, and then I would do rack pulls instead of deadlifts, that sort of thing. I would do like low rep, like I would go like 6 at most. You know what I mean? But then like have bigger rest in between. Like this, I
Yeah.
feel like this is all like super basic stuff, right? But
Yeah.
like,
That's the thing.
like
It's
like
super
more,
it's super basic, but most people get so caught up in different like YouTube fitness people that are just like selling stuff and don't actually know what they're talking about. They're just selling their plans or their how
yeah,
to get lean in 2 days, foolproof, like the things they don't teach you bullshit. That like they completely
yeah,
overstep the basics, which is all you really need, and make it way more complicated. Which when you were saying earlier, like like learning from the people that know better than you. Just so you guys know, just because they're on YouTube and they have a bunch of followers or they're Instagram model does not mean they know more than you. It means that they're pretty or they have good genetics or they've lucked into things. Like there's one
yeah.
YouTube guy, I forget what his name is, but like he has like 2 million people that follow him. And
They
he's
mean
like,
like feet shreds.
yeah, V Shred.
Yeah,
And like if
yeah.
you look at the development of some of his muscles and stuff like that, he's not really jacked or that developed. He's
No,
just super lean,
he's just
which
naturally in shape
yeah, he's
guy.
naturally in
Yeah,
shape, and also like he's a good-looking dude. So good-looking
yeah,
dude gets you fucking hella followers, but all of his information
dude,
is
dude. I
bullshit
saw,
and just
I
him trying to sell stuff. So please be careful of that.
yeah,
There isn't a secret. There isn't this formula. There isn't this you have to do that. No, it's really as simple as we're making it sound.
yeah, and it's the whole thing. Like, a lot of it is like, which I was gonna say is like, a lot of it is consistency. You know what I mean? So like, because I would do like 4 sets of 6 for like my big lifts and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go like week to week go up with like 10 kilos like per lift, you know. But it's just like in the span of like fucking after 3 weeks, okay, I can add like 5 or 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something like that. And even then, like sometimes you have fucking off days. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Um, but like, I saw Feast Stress, like one of his videos is just like, oh yeah, low calorie snacks that you can take that don't disrupt your
Yeah,
diet
and
or
wasn't
whatever.
one of them
And it,
peanut butter?
yeah, dude, yeah, it was banana with peanut butter. I was just like, what? Dude, that's so many fucking
One
calories.
scoop of peanut butter is like 200 calories.
Yeah,
Like how is
like
that like again like he doesn't even realize that he makes himself an idiot.
yeah, but yeah, like that's generally like what's worked for me in the gym. Like also like a thing that's worked for me a lot. Like when I would do it by myself, and this was like at the time as well. Like when I had more wrestling bookings, so I had more time to go to the gym and stuff.
Hmm.
It's like I would just do like empty stomach cardio. You know, I
Yeah.
don't think like it's actually proven to have like
No.
way more effect.
No.
You know what I mean? But for me, it's also like I said, like a lot of it is mental, and
Yeah.
like because I'm so sleepy in the morning, I can just like kind of lame out cardio. Like I don't get bored by it because I'm just like still waking up. Cause
Yeah.
so it's all just becomes kind of a blur for me. Uh so like that will work out as well. Yeah, I mean for me.
Yeah.
But that's to get lean, you know. It's not to get big.
Yeah.
But like getting lean is my like big issue. Like that's what's harder for me.
Yeah, that's the goal for me right now as well, especially getting like ready for Bloodsport and coming back. Like my goal is by November, I would like to be at the ideal body fat percentage for just like like strong stomach, slightly visible abs, and then after that, go back on a very lean gain. But what has worked for me so far is like talking about the cardio thing real quick. Is like, yeah, I used to think fasted cardio because everybody vouched by it, but the science doesn't actually necessarily prove that. It's really just
Yeah.
calories in, calories out. Doesn't matter like all the fasted stuff and all the nonsense. Because like a lot of people are also like, oh, if you do intermittent fasting, then you'll get bigger because it releases more growth hormone while you're fasted. Here's the thing, guys: that growth hormone doesn't get used for anything if it doesn't have any protein in the system to do anything with it. So that's just fucking cause and effect bullshit science that you're like buying into.
Yeah.
So that's just for example. Not that, but it's great. At the same time, you know, fasting and stuff is a great way for like appetite suppression. So it does work in other ways of controlling your calories, which is what's important. But like for me, I do fasted cardio not because intentionally, but just because I literally get out of bed. I walk around the corner to my treadmill. I get on, put it on incline, and just do a steady pace for like half an hour to 45 minutes. And I feel better doing it on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. It helps me wake me up, just like you said. And I'll just put on some Dragon Ball or something and just, or diddle away on Dokkan while I do it. And that's like
Yeah,
a little,
yeah. I always play Dokkan when I
yeah,
do cardio.
yeah. So that's my cardio. And for me, like my splits are like, like push pull legs, and then I literally take a rest day just whenever I need it. Like I don't plan my rest days, so like I might go 8 days in a row of working out if like my body feels like it can handle it. But if there's one day where I'm about to go in and I feel achy all over or tired or dread, I'm like, okay, I need to pump the brakes real quick and I need to hold off. Uh,
Yeah.
and I switched from that to a bro split because again, when I was home and I was doing, upper body, lower body, or that push pull legs while home, like again, you're working your muscle now twice a week. Like here's the problem with bro split workouts. The idea is you destroy your muscle to where it takes a week to recover. It does not take your muscle a week to recover unless you actually injure it. And
No.
the goal is not to injure it. Your muscle should recover properly and build what's going to build within 2 to 3 days. So then that's 4 days where your muscle's just not doing anything, unless again you've injured it, which is then just backpedaling. It's not right.
Yeah.
So you could lift once a week, which that muscle, say your bicep, gets worked properly or improperly possibly. However many weeks out of the year, was it 52 weeks in a year, right?
I think so.
So
Yeah.
52 times, or you could you could, put it together, lower body, upper body, or like, push, pull legs or however, and hit each thing with a little bit less sets, each workout twice a week. And then, you've now doubled the gains you're going to get for that year. And then Scotty just made a good point. Fahid Abid said he hates the term bro split. It's a pro split because most pro bodybuilders do it. And yeah, that's why I think most people get the whole like the bro split because they see bodybuilder workout plans do it and they do one body part a day. But the thing is, they're not trying to gain size anymore. They're trying to tone up. They're trying to sculpt. They're trying to be particular. They're not in the same rat race we are anymore. So people see what they do and they're like, oh, that's
Yeah,
not.
they've way different goals than
Yeah,
like most people.
they have
Yeah, I
different
mean,
goals. They also are at a different level, right? Like if bodybuilding is a 100 step process, they're at 99 to 100th step, and you're back at 23. Like you shouldn't be concerned. You shouldn't be concerned with what they're doing.
yeah,
And also, dictating the different like supplementation and stuff they're doing. They're like zoned into a science. But you shouldn't be doing what bodybuilders do. Like
no,
but anyway, yeah, back to my thing. And then like again, I do the push pull legs. I take a rest day when I need it, which I try to make as not as often as possible, but you guys keep your body safe and all that kind of stuff. So, every couple
yeah.
days
I
there's a
mean, like
rest.
usually nowadays, like I'll work out like 4 times a week, like 4 times with weights at least, and then like maybe I'll do like 1 or 2 days where I do cardio.
Yeah. So
You know what I mean?
I try to keep my cardio daily as again just to wake me up in the morning thing. Because also I'm trying to cut, and I'm trying to like make sure I'm not overeating or in a surplus or whatever else. And like getting home from vacation and readjusting like and having the fiance here now and everything. It's real easy to like be like, all right, let's go get a treat or something. So I'm just trying to keep myself really well behaved by making sure I do that. In fact, today I think we're gonna end up doing a 2 a day. I did my fasted cardio this morning. Again, fasted, not intentional, just because it's easiest for me and it feels good. And then we went to the gym, and I think later before we go shopping or whatever, we're gonna go back to the gym for another cardio session for both of us, and then tan.
Okay.
So
I haven't gone tanning in forever.
I got a pretty decent one in Mexico. I'm trying to keep that up. It's hard for me.
Fair enough.
It's real hard for me. I'm
Fair
not trying to
enough.
lose it.
I understand that, dude.
So yeah, that's kind of where
So,
I'm
yeah.
at. And then also the calorie wise, like I've come to find that at the schedule I'm at now and giving a week of testing it, my caloric maintenance for my frame, my size, body fat percentage, everything is like around 3,000 to 3,100 calories a day. So right now I'm eating around like 23 to 2,500 calories a day to just get slightly over a pound in fat of like deficit calorie wise per week, if that makes sense. So pretty much, rough science says that 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories. So if if you put yourself in a deficit, whether through activity or calories, 500 a day, that comes to about 3,500 a week. So you could ideally lose a pound a week. I'm at a point where I'm not going to lose muscle if I lose a little bit more than a pound a week, I think. So I'm trying to get it a little bit past 500. So I'm trying to get it around 700 to 800. So I tell myself at the evening, like, okay, at 2,000 calories, stop, because you'll get munchy later. So I stop my planned eating at 2,000 with possible like like with at least like 75% of my body weight in pounds in protein. And then I'm like, okay, so if I snack later a little bit, I'll be fine. So that's where I'm at.
All right. Well, I guess we covered this.
Scotty says Dr. Med Alexander Clit of Pain, James.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've done a lot of like this stuff. Like I have that kind of personality where if I'm interested in something, which I've been interested in lifting and bodybuilding and getting jacked.
Gonna hit the Clit's Landing.
Yeah, Clit's Landing. Yes. Oh fuck.
And then they'll go like 1, 2, 3. They'll ring the bell and you'll hear this. Oh fuck! It's an ad. God damn it. That's gonna be real funny.
Oh.
God damn it.
All right, let's see what it is.
Fuck me. Yeah.
Only a few seconds.
Like 20 seconds.
Only a few seconds
God
of
damn it.
whatever it is, so we don't get
All right.
fucking kicked off.
Yeah, dude. So, you hear this?
The NFL theme?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
It's so fucking hype.
All right, cut it out so we don't get fucking in trouble with Spotify or whatever.
It's only 19 seconds, bro.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
But fuck yeah, that popped me. So yeah, but that's where we're at.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I'll talk to Scotty and you're not fair. I'd like to set it up so the Friday podcast maybe we have Scotty on to talk more about this stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I think Scotty, like, I would love to talk with Scotty and have his knowledge on here. And also, again, Scotty's a personal trainer for hire. So
Yeah.
we can make an ad for him. And please, if you have questions, if you would like to get in shape. And again, another piece of advice is there's no shame in hiring a coach. Like, please do so because he will siphon through the bullshit for you and help and give you general results.
Scotty to help me out.
Yeah. Like, and well worth it. Like,
Yeah.
Jurn's a fucking smoke show. All right. So
Hell yeah.
So please, no shame in hiring a coach. Definitely. This guy says no. I want to tell you bullshit for money. So please, like, definitely reach out to Scotty if you're looking to get hired, or you're looking to hire a coach. Because I mean, look at him. Like, he obviously knows what he's doing.
Yeah, if you look at like Sky's profiles on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff, and you look at like one picture of him, come on, dude.
Yeah, common sense. Like, dude's lean and mean. But anyway,
Yeah.
thank you everybody for tuning in today. As you guys, some of you know already, we are available on Spotify and many other podcast platforms soon, hopefully iTunes, but so far we're on Spotify and a couple other big ones, including Anchor.fm. I think it's called like Beacon Podcasting or whatever else. Let me look through my emails here because they alert me every time we get put onto a new one.
Okay.
We're also available on the Google Podcasts app. We're available on Radio Public. We're available on Breaker, Anchor.fm. So please, wherever you prefer to listen to podcasts, other than just YouTube, you can listen to YouTube as well. It'll be out.
So many that I don't even know.
Yeah, same, right? But it'll be out on Thursday on all platforms. So please give a listen, share, hit follow. Even if you follow already, hit it on the other one. Who cares?
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in and have a wonderful rest of your day. And also, again, in about 10 to 15 minutes, I'll be streaming Minecraft. I'm going to end the stream, set a couple things up, and then get to the Minecraft. So tune in for that if you would like, because it's the reschedule of Minecraft Monday. And thanks, guys.
I just have one more thing to say, everybody. Another ad. Never mind.
What was it going to be?
It was gonna be this.
Oh, all right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.